No, no, 8th class would not join the class. Only 9th
Okay, sir.
standard would have to join.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so in the last lecture, welcome back everyone. In the last lecture, we had seen which we had started the first chapter of economics, the story of Palampur, the village Palampur. Okay, in that we had seen what is the formation of the village Palampur, what facilities are given there, and how the people are involved, how are the people involved in the activities, various activities in the village. In that we had seen the factors of production, where it actually it is actually related to the development of any sector or any field, whether it is the agriculture or transportation, whatever business of manufacturing is something and all. Okay, these factors are very important to lead or to make the business to be upward or to make the means prosperity over there. Got it? So these factors were land, labor, physical asset or capital, and last one was the human capital, where it is very important to involve or to take the involvement by the human being into the process of making prosperity or getting a development over there. Okay, as human beings are the only asset where they put their brains, they put their talent, intellectuality, and even the human being can make other human beings to work for him or for his organization or firm. Understood? So the things are interrelated and they are very important, and even they are interdepending upon each other. I told you the matter what could be done there. Understood? I told you that if suppose one factor is not available there, one factor is not available, like one factor in the sense land is not available, laborers are available, machines are available, but we do not have the land. Even the capital is available, but we do not have the land. So where would you or would we establish our firm or manufacturing unit? Understood? This I told you very clearly last time only. Okay, have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Now let us understand the farming in Palampur. What is the farming in Palampur? What kind of things are being taken there, or in the now
The agricultural activity.
when we say the farming, it means we come to know about the raw material. Agriculture is the activity which is mostly done there in Palampur, but most of the things are depending upon the agricultural field, where the people from Palampur are involved, and even there are some factors which make the people rich and also poor in the village. What are those things? We will go one by one. See, this is the framing of the village Palampur. Framing in the sense what? The structure, or we can say the composition of the village. Now, every village in the world, if you will take the example, so there are two types of people: those who are wealthy, those who are poor or moderate, or the middle class people, right? Understood? So the difference automatically comes into their minds. How do they treat the other people, those who are not wealthy? How do the middle class or the lower class people they treat the high upper class people and even the rich people who are there, okay, in the village. So such kind of differences we may see. Even if you will go to visit any village in the country, in our country especially, so we see that some people who belong to particular community, so they today also are living on the skirt of the village or on the edge of the village. Edge means what? Edge.
Outskirts.
Skirts in the sense outer, okay, outer of the village. So this scenario is also there, can be seen in village Palampur. Okay, let us understand what kind of things are distributed, how the things are being distributed and how the people are gaining or achieving their prosperity. Okay, even the people those who are not able to achieve, so how do they survive there, how do they lead their life? Okay, we have already understood that what the factors of production are there. Now we will see the farming in Palampur, how do they take the farming. So what are the modern practices of farming and their shortcomings? Shortcomings means the problems which are arised. Now let us understand this factor first. Practices are, the modern practices are used mostly by the farmers now. Most of the farmers are using the practices which are modern. What are modern? It means they are using the tools which are used in the farming, okay, or to till the land there in the farm. Understood? They are totally modern. And if suppose you are using nowadays, what happened? The machines have been replaced, the human beings have been replaced by the machines, and that is why the number of laborers in the fields, you will see they
Hybrids.
are less. They are less there. Now suppose, for example, in 2000, in a particular firm or farmland, 100 people were required as laborers. But by the time in 2022, those numbers have reduced to 20 only.
So that too skilled workers only required to.
Now see, those who are stuck in the or who are working in the field, these 20 people are very trained, or they are learned, or they are skilled people that they can use in 2022, 20 or 22. We are definitely using the modern technique, and to operate those machines we need the skilled labors. Now out of these 100, 80 people, they are now jobless. They are now jobless. So what is increased?
Efficiency. Oh, the employment.
Unemployment is increased, isn't it? Now those who were rich, they are becoming rich, but those who are poor or who were poor, they are becoming again poor. Why? Because they have lost their job or their work. Already they were poor, they were making their livelihoods, and they were trying to find the work in the field of the rich person or the wealthy person. But now rich person has brought the machines, modern machines. Now those are replaced. Okay, means machines have replaced by the, the laborers are replaced by the machines. Means he has done his cost cutting, means he has not to pay lots of labor charges over there, because he has brought the machine, modern machines. But these poor people have become poor again because they are not getting job anywhere. So these are the shortcomings. The most important shortcoming is that the people are becoming unemployed. What are they employing? What are they getting? Unemployment. Or they are not getting the jobs even in the cities. Now land is fixed in size. Where? In the village of Palampur.
Palampur.
So farming is the primary source of income for many and critical to the well-being of people who work on farms. The land area under cultivation is virtually fixed, which is a major barrier in increasing farm production. Land size is fixed. Suppose there is only 5 acres of land and we need only 4 people to work upon that. And the availability of the laborers is more than the 4 people who are already available in the village. Let us say 40 people are available, only 4 people are required on the farm. So 36 people or 36 laborers are jobless. This is the main barrier that the laborers are facing in the village, particular village, this time. And that is the only income source for those people. What is that? That is the only source of income. They are not having another jobs to do. Understood? Okay. And due to this fixed farming, actually the production is also limited. Sometimes it may be reduced. Okay. It cannot be increased, but it would be reduced due to some natural phenomenon like flood or drought. Okay. Or even with some diseases. Okay. Means some
Pest infestation.
Yes, pests are means they can also destroy the crop. Okay, lots of things are there which can make it the reduced production. Understood? So this fixed land is also a barrier to the income of the employees or yes, employees there or the laborers there in the village. Understood? So 2 to 3 points are there which can define properly what the land is fixed, this portion, okay, in the village of Palampur. Is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Yes, there are other ways as well. Whatever the production is taken in the farm, that is not limited to one chance only. The farmer can go for 3 times to cultivate the land. Understood? 3 times. It means maximum time to be produced for any crop is 120 days. It means almost 4 months. How many months? 4 months. So according to that, 3 times the cultivation can be done in the land. In this way, in a year, we can increase the production. We can increase the production. Have you got the point? During the rainy season, Kharif farmers plant jawar and bajra, followed by potato planting between October and December. October and December. What is Kharif farming? It is the farming when the farmer does when the rainy season starts. And what is Rabi? Rabi during the winter season, whenever we cultivate the crop, that crop is known as Rabi crop. Which crop? Rabi crop. So during the winter, farmers produce wheat while a portion of the land is dedicated to sugarcane, which is harvested once in a year. What is harvested once in a year? The farming of sugarcane. Because that crop or that plant requires at least a year to be grown properly. And other things or other crops or the grains can be cultivated one or more than one time or more than 2 times as well. Understood? But the situation cannot be favorable all the times, and that is why it is limited to 2 times only. Okay, how many times? 2 times can be harvested. The land can be harvested or cultivated. Understood? So using modern technology, we may go to cultivate a lot of production in a year or within a year. What is the third point? Multiple cropping refers to the cultivation of multiple crops on a single plot of land. What is multiple cropping? Multiple cropping is the intermediate cropping where one crop is planted. Suppose one plant is planted there or crop is taken there. So whatever the land is available in between, in that land or the
So they
portion of
divide the
land,
land into different areas and they plant different types of
yes,
seeds.
they can plant different types of vegetable. They can cultivate different type of crops as well, which are not harming to this plant, and this plant also does not harm to this plant. Okay, such kind of the means well managed farming can be done, and through that the agricultural production can be increased. Have you got the point? Okay. Fourth point is modern farming, which is practicing at the rapid speed nowadays. Okay, where the laborers are not called to work on the field. The Green Revolution introduced in India, introduced by the Indian farmer to the production of wheat and rice using high yielding varieties, that is called HYV, high yielding varieties, where the way of cultivation, that was a traditional way, where the single plant could produce, let's say, 1 kg of grain. Now this HYV, when it was introduced and when it is introduced, so single plant may cultivate or may produce at least 2 to 2.5 kg. Okay, this much increment can be seen while using high yielding varieties. Have you got the point? What are the high yielding varieties? These are the seeds. Okay, in the late 1960s, it was actually used, okay, or introduced for the first time. But now this is used at very rapid rate. Understood? And now the people are becoming wealthy, rich, and even what is the important? Now let me know one thing. It is related to another factor as well. Why have we need to increase the production?
So due to the demand in the market.
Why the demand is increasing?
So because of the population rise.
Oh yes, the right or the correct thing you have told. The population. I am always against of this, that we should not look at the high yielding production. We should look at the root cause. Why is this demand increasing day by day? The root cause is the raising of population there in the country. Let me know one thing. Is there land which is increasing day by day, or our territory is expanding? Indian territory is expanding day by day? No. Within the territory, the population is increasing day by day. Every second, the child is born in our country. Every within 9 to 10 seconds, something. One child is taking birth. This is really a thoughtful thing that the government should take action upon. See, I am not against of anyone. Otherwise, there would be several questions. If I talk about to reduce, not reduce, to stop the increment in the population, so people would ask me the question, that various questions. Okay, that does means I don't want to answer them. But on a moral basis, it is our responsibility not to increase the population. Because once the natural resources which are available in the country, they will be exhausted. They are going to dry up in the coming few years. According to one study, by the year of 2040, half of the world would be facing the problem of drinking water. Half of the world would be facing the problem of drinking water. The water would be available, but that would be full of salinity. And you know where is it available? Have you got?
Yes, sir.
This is something very ridiculous, very problematic, very thoughtful process. Think that the people are not aware of this. Nowadays, you will see within every house, there are more than one bike. Isn't it? One is of father, one is of mother, one is of sister, one is of brother. Means 4 bikes are available at home. And in all the 4 bikes, we use petrol only, which is very limited in quantity right now. This is the thoughtful thing. I always ask my students to think over this. Suppose someone is wasting water in front of you, immediately ask him to stop that. Whether the person is very reputed person or a very small person or a very common citizen, doesn't matter. You people also, just means use these natural resources very judiciously. Otherwise, one day we would have to face a lot of problems. Okay, why do we tell all these things to the children? Because children are the future of country, and they are growing up day by day, means day by day, every day. Okay, they are growing, they are becoming the citizen. Means tomorrow or day after tomorrow, they are going to cast their votes, isn't it? Means who means or which citizen or the citizen who casts his vote or her vote, it means that person has become mature. And I think not only those people, but the students who are in 9th and 10th and the upper grades, they are also mature enough to understand this. Okay, sorry, I took you on the other side, but it was really, I thought, a needful thing to tell you. Understood? Okay, let us come to the class. The Green Revolution was introduced in India in during 1960s, and it was really a good help to the farmers. It also brought many modern farming practices such as tractor-driven land ploughing, the use of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers and pesticides, harvesters and threshers, and so on. Lots of things were introduced during this time. Now, whenever we use chemical fertilizers, see, on the one side, if there are lots of advantages, on the other side, there are lots of disadvantages as well. People are producing a lot of production of the crop, their cultivation. But on the other hand, how are you getting that cultivation? Using chemicals and fertilizers. So that is damaging. Those chemicals and fertilizers are damaging to the land or its fertility, natural fertility. Have you got?
Yes.
And that is why the people are not going for the traditional way of farming, because traditional way cannot cultivate much production. Understood? So, but we are not seeing that. How can we increase the production? That is our main topic. A reliable supply of water through the wells and pumps was also made available to the farmers. Nowadays, government is also providing the subsidiary pumps or the borewells to the small scale farmers. Those who have not those who are doing their farming on the traditional way only, or through the traditional way only, they are also getting the subsidiary things or subsidiary money, so that they can dig well or bore well there in their fields, and they can also get the pumps, okay, water pumps, which can lift the water from the well or bore well, and it can spread through, sorry, across the field of the farmer. Okay, in this way, yes.
Can you repeat, sir? I had a call.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please repeat? Like I have to go.
You have to.
Like I wasn't there near my laptop for about 2 minutes.
You
Could
were
you?
not there nearby the laptop. Okay. So I told you, I was talking about chemical fertilizers and pesticides. See, on the one way or one hand, we say that the production is being increased due to the use of chemicals and fertilizers and pesticides. But on the other hand, we can say that using or use of chemicals and fertilizers and pesticides actually draining the fertility of the land, and due to that the land cannot produce that much production through the traditional way. Understood? That I was telling here. Got it? But it is also necessary to increase the production. Will the land, next point is, will the land sustain modern farming? Is it really there that the modern farming would sustain there? Let us understand what could be done. Modern farming methods have overused the available natural resources. This is also a thoughtful thing, that the natural, I'm repeating, the natural resources one day they will be drained or they will be exhausted. They are on the way of extinction. Okay, where they cannot help, because they also take a lot of years to be framed, okay, or to be replenished, okay, to be replenished. This is the way. The soil has lost its fertility as a result of growing use of chemical and fertilizer. What I discussed over here in this point, the things are given in under this heading. It is losing, means the land is losing its fertility due to the overuse of chemicals, fertilizers, and pesticides. Natural resources such as soil fertility and groundwater are depleted, and restoring them it is difficult. Depleted, it means they are going in deep. They are going in deep. Means once there was the time when the borewells were dug, the borewell used to bring water up nearby 80 feet or 100 feet underground. Now we are digging the borewell till 200 feet to 50 feet, even 300 feet. The water is not found there under the ground. So whose responsibility is to increase the groundwater level? Our responsibility. There are a lot of measures to increase the groundwater, but we are not doing so. Modern farming has increased the production, but the natural resources are depleting and they are restored after a long time. That is really a problematic thing, and that would bring us a lot of problems and barriers to lead the comfortable life afterwards or in the coming years. We got it?
Yes.
Okay. So will the land sustain modern farming? Yes, but not for long time. What should be the answer? Not for long time. Have you got? This is the case with the land which we have seen in the village of Palampur. Now, what is the problem with the laborers? Actually, ultimately, the laborers are the entities, those who have to face a lot of problems. That is the land which will not complain you. Okay, it will not complain you because it cannot speak, it cannot tell you
It is
something.
touching.
Okay, but laborers, they are the human beings and they have senses as well. They have hunger as well. They have thirst as well. Understood? They have need of money as well. Lots of things are there. Only the air is they are taking, that is free. Otherwise, everything is to be purchased. In that, I am also included in those people. You are also included in those people. Understood? Have you got it? So the laborers, who are agricultural laborers or laborers, land distribution. सबसे पहले we will see land distribution. Not everyone who works in agriculture owns land or owns enough land to cultivate. Means people are living in that, wealthy people are living in that, moderate people are living there, landless people are living, and some are having a small piece of land as well. Some are having a small piece of land where they are managing to survive or to just provide that cultivation or that grains to their family or within their family only. They are not actually able to sell or sell off those grains into the market and can collect some money from that. It's not possible for them because the land portion which are they are possessing, that is very small. So this kind of the composition of land distribution is given in the village of Palampur. Not everyone who works as a laborer or in agriculture owns the land, because those are landless people who are working for the wealthy or the moderate people. Understood? Means these people do not have their own land. Small farmers in India cultivate relatively small farms. I just told you. Those who are having the small piece of land available with them, so they are just managing to provide that much cultivation to their family only or within their family only. They are not able to sell out or sell off the surplus grain. They cannot cultivate the surplus grains or crops. Medium and large farmers, on the other hand, cultivate vast stretches of land. And what do they do? There are a lot of strategies that they apply upon the laborers. As they cultivate more land, they cultivate a lot of production. They can keep some at home and other, means whatever the surplus grains are there, those grains are being sold into the market. And whatever the money they get from there, that market, they used to give that money in the form of loan to the small farmers, and they trap the small farmers in the debt, as the small farmers are not able to meet with the daily requirements as well, and that is why they are trapped in debt trap. Okay, so small and large farmers or large farm laborers. After land, the next most important factor of production is labor. Small factors, farmer families till their own land. Till their own land means they are actually working in their own land. In other words, they offer their own labor for farming. Means they do not have that much capacity to employ the laborers from other side or from the village or within the village only. And the family members only, they work as laborers in their own field. Okay, it happens with these small farmers who are cultivating the crops within the small piece of land. Within the small piece of land. Medium and large farms hire farm laborers to work in their fields. Okay, the farm laborers by the wealthy or the large and the medium farmers, they actually ask the laborers to work in their fields. Okay, and they provide them the employment as well. But what happened to the employment, we already have seen. Okay, we already have seen that. Got it? Have you got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Is there any confusion or any question till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Aisha, Ashwika, Sahasra, Vishnu, Kelly.
No doubt.
Okay. If suppose you have, so you may ask me. Farm laborers. Farm laborers come from landless households or families with small farms. Those who are having small piece of land, and even the people who do not have at all land. Okay, they are landless. And those people, they work as laborers throughout the year in the field of medium and large farmers. Second, the farmer who for whom they work pays them wages, not salary, huh? Wages. There is a difference between salary and wages. Actually, this is given on daily basis, and this is given on monthly or yearly basis. Okay.
Monthly or annually basis.
Yes, or annually. Yearly can also be na. This, who is this? Yeah. Wages can be paid in cash or in kind, such as in the form of grain. These people who are landless, they actually take the wages in the form of cash, and most of the times they do not take the cash from the landowner, but they take the wages in the form of form of grains, so that they would not have to go to the vendors and purchase the grains for their livelihood. They directly can get the grains from the landowner. Wages differ greatly by location, crop, and agricultural activity. Differ in the sense, some people may get 100 rupees, some may get 150, or some may get 200 rupees per day as their wages. And it is depending totally upon the location, where location in the sense of where the crop is cultivated at a higher rate, crop which are taken over there, they are important or less important. Agricultural activities where the machineries are used on the high level, or only the laborers are working in the field. Okay, all these things are to be taken consideration, and after that only the fixed rate of wages are given to the laborers. Farm laborers may be hired daily for a specific farm activity such as harvesting, or they may be hired for the entire year. Okay. On the yearly basis means they are working on the daily wages, but they are hired for the whole year. And some laborers are called only for particular work or particular activity in the agriculture. Okay. Suppose there are only 2 months or 4 months activities available in the farm, so those people would be hired for only 4 months. Okay, 1 second. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Everything is clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The government enacted the minimum wage law to protect laborers. Now, Minimum Wages Act is enacted. Minimum Wages Act is enacted, which was introduced in the year of 1948. Okay, this Minimum Wages Act was enacted by the government of India to make the proper salary, okay, to the laborers. Now, every year almost, and within every 5 years, okay, we may see the changes in the Minimum Wages Act. In the Minimum Wages Act. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir. It changes according to the demand.
According to the production, according to the growth in the economy, okay, what is the economic rate is defined during the year. Okay, what is the aim of gaining the economic growth during the year, during the financial year, that is totally calculated by the finance minister or finance department, and after that it is decided that how much wages are to be given to the small to small labor and the employee who is working for the government as well. Have you got the point? So till that we have seen. Rest of the things will be taken on the next class. Okay. Thank you so much for joining the class and have a nice time. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night.